What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, we have Mr. Luis Barrera from Houston Trending Feed. How you doing today, Mr. Luis?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
I wanted to say, man, thank you for coming on, because I'm on the Instagram and I see the feed, which makes me go to Twitter, then I see the feed. And so with all these things going on and you really highlighting the city, I wanted to talk to you to see the process of how you go about things, but also to just talk about some of those places that you do highlight on the page. All right, so before we get started, I wanted to say, how have you been doing during the pandemic?
I've been doing okay. Our business is built into our house, so I don't really have to leave, and I'm kind of working the back all the time. So to me, this is my everyday normal. I just don't really get to go out in the city as much and hang out with my friends as I want to.
Can you give us a little bit of background about you and how you even came up with the Houston Trending Feed?
Well, long story short, I had been working on marketing and SEO and how to grow an Instagram page through my dad's business. And then whatever I learned there over the past 4 years, I decided to apply on my own page on the feed. Because typically when you go to Instagram, you either have the home or the search. And in the home, it shows you either what you're following, but it doesn't really show you nothing new. It may show you stories that are similar. And then when you go through the search, it's basically Instagram just showing you anything to see what you like. But even if you're searching, let's say, Houston as a location or as a hashtag, it's just everyone's pictures. There's nothing that says, hey, man, this is the cool spots. Try to go over here. And so I decided to create it, something that I kind of wanted to see.
Man, that's awesome. And so it's such a variation of things on the page, man. And what caught me was whenever I came to the Houston Trending Feed, is always something vibrant. And something that you just see just pops out at you. And so besides you, is there a team of people that run the page with you, or how does that go?
I have a group of friends that help me get ideas from different spots. In particular, like I have two friends that are really into barbecue and going out to bars. So some of the places I feature is because they've taken me there. I have a friend that specifically loves to go out and get ice cream every week. So I literally try spots every week with her, and then they end up on there somehow. And so the group of people, it's about 7 people that help me get ideas left and right. But all the works, the following, the wording, the pictures, all that stuff, I do all that.
Oh, man. And so how hard or how many hours you would say per week on just maintaining the pages?
Like half of my day, I'm basically on there. Every post takes me about an hour, hour and a half. In between searching, liking, posting, figure out what the best angle is, who has the best picture, all that stuff. It takes a while.
Okay, and so you're just picking from like the pictures that were sent to you?
Yeah, well, they don't even send them to me. No one has ever asked me to be featured on the feed. I go out and I look for these people, and then I feature them. Sometimes I'll follow them for a while to see maybe who they are, what they're trying to do, and then if I like their energy, then I'll try to put it on there.
And I would say, personally, dude, you are a great picker and finder of energy, man. I will say that.
Well, when I try to teach people how to do what I do, I try to make it seem like if you were watching a commercial, whether it's on TV or in a magazine, how would you want it to look like? And try to make something like that will make you go, wow, I want to see that.
Yes, I understand. And you got the Instagram. So what other social media avenues do you use for the Houston Trending Feed?
Typically, I use Tumblr, sometimes Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. And I just barely started TikTok. Just managing a lot of social medias, plus having a personal life and work. It's kind of busy. But
I know you said you were doing the SEO. If there was one tip you can give to someone who's trying to raise their post up on Instagram, what would you say?
Oh man, that's a good question. Honestly, what comes the easiest to me is probably with the hashtags, and I feel like a lot of people have trouble with that. Typically, once you make a post, I like math, so I like numbers and statistics. I've noticed that best case scenario, Instagram will give you maybe 10% of your actual followers to actually look at a picture. So after that, if it's doing very well, it might be like, hey, this picture is doing 95% better than all your other pictures. Pay to advertise it. Hashtags is a way to basically bypass the amount of people that are looking at you. And then I've literally used a hashtag sometimes that could get me an extra like 1,000 to 2,000 views on whatever, whether it's a picture or video. But both of those typically do completely different. On a video, you would actually get maybe like 6 to 10 times more actual engagement than you would on a regular picture. But I mean, so if I had to say, it would be hashtags probably.
Hashtags, the SEO game.
I learned SEO through websites, through Google, and then I started trying to apply the same logic into Instagram. Because Instagram, you have to look at it like a spider web. It's a network of, people and businesses everywhere. So whether it's liking, following, tagging, it somehow all helps you get higher in ranking.
Man, well, like I said, you're doing a good job, man.
Thank you.
Can you give them the handle one more time?
The Houston trending feed is my main one. The one that I probably work on next to that will probably be my business page, which is the Houston Champion page. We sell used appliances in A-Leaf, in the heart of A-Leaf actually, and we've been here for over 30 years.
Oh, come on, man! I didn't even know you was in the A-Leaf, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And so that's where I'm administrator at a school in A-Leaf ISD.
Oh, I'm right in front of Hastings, in front of the Crumps.
Come on, man. We right around the corner, man. I'm thinking.
See, this is what I mean. Everyone is so close to each other, and they don't even know.
Don't even know it, man. We talking like we in different countries here, man.
Yes, sir.
That's cool, though, man. I love it. What schools did you go to in A-Leaf?
Well, let's see. Ewens was the first one in elementary. This middle school was O'Donnell. And then I went to Kerr.
What's next for the Houston Trending Feed page? What do you plan on doing next?
My ideal plan is I am going to be trying to be working with a San Antonio, Austin, and Dallas trending feed and build those up. I basically want to be the source of anything going on in Texas. It's specifically in those 4 cities. I would have to hire other people to do that, but you wouldn't believe the amount of information I save daily. Like if I post 3 stuff today, I probably have 80 pictures that I got today that I didn't get to post. And the reason for that is because, sometimes when people or pages start posting too much, people get annoyed and they start unfollowing. So I kind of have to even it out.
Since you highlight all these places, I got to put you to the test. What is your top place in Houston?
You know what? That's true. My best friend he just reminded me of something. Oh My Gogi, probably the original location on University and Kirby.
Oh My Gogi.
Yeah, it's basically Korean Mexican fusion. I don't know if you've been there. It hits the spot. Plus, you have Woodrow's down the street and a bunch of other bars, so you can go bar hopping right after.
Yes. I know what you're talking about exactly, man. I was there. It was a late night. I will say that. At least like a 12:31 o'clock. That's what I was introduced. I wanted to put you on the spot and say, even if it's for someone who is aspiring to be able to highlight the city and get the love like you, what would you tell that person, man?
It's very hard because the simplest way I can put it is don't wait. There's no right or wrong, but I feel like a lot of people are constantly waiting for some big break or something to happen, and it's like, who told MTV that we're MTV? No one. MTV just showed up and everybody just watched. So I'm not waiting to get to like 1 million followers to be like, hey man, like I have a good product here. If you feel like you're constantly showcasing other people that you believe in, I feel like that energy automatically comes through, whether it's in a picture or whether you're talking about it in video form. I've seen pages that do more niche markets than what I do. Like they just do only foods or only bars. things like that. And typically they do well, but then when they start getting competition, I feel like people kind of get, I don't know how to say, they get kind of worried because they don't see sometimes the interaction. So like, if you're posting like 3 posts a day for like the next 6 months and you're only getting up to 30 likes, and people feel discouraged because they're like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Little do you know that you're already ahead of the game. By you taking the first step to doing it, you're already ahead than 90% of the people. I'm not saying that it's easy, because then within that 10%, only 1% will usually succeed, because the other 9% will just give up. You have to be your biggest cheerleader when you're doing anything, because just like in a business, no one is going to believe in your product as much as you are.
That's it, man. Dude, that was a lot, man. Just coming straight out the leaf, man. I'm proud here, man.
Ironically, no one knows from A-Leaf that I'm doing this except like my circle of friends. And it's ironic because um, I feel like, I mean, I've seen this over and over again, especially with the young kids, that sometimes they feel like maybe they're not in a good spot. And a lot of people, as soon as you tell them you're from A-Leaf, they put you on the bottom, kind of. Like no one expects a lot of you. And I'm like, and I've seen so many great people pop out of this place. And whether, they're building businesses or whatnot, that it's a great place. It's a very diverse place. A-Leaf is the epitome of what Houston is, which is a melting pot of everything.
A melting pot of everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, and before we wrap it up, man, can you give them your contact information if they want to get in touch with you about pictures or anything like that?
Well, typically I just tell people to hit me up through the Houston training feed. Typically it's because I guess I have more time to actually think about the advice or the space that I can try to work with you. You can hit me through the email, which is also on the link on the Houston training feed, which is lewisb2911@gmail.com. And then usually I can try to see if I can collab with other people.
All right, I want to say thank you, Mr. Lewis. Have a great evening.
Yes, sir, you too.
All right, this is KT for KTTeeV signing out. 100.